Okay, sales leaders, I'm sure we can all agree that building a really high-performing sales team, it's no easy feat.
No, it's not.
Right. It takes time and it takes resources. But what if there was a way to sort of unlock this hidden pool of amazing sales talent? The kind of people who are ready to just absolutely crush those targets.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where sales recruitment agencies come in, right? And that's actually what we're going to be kind of diving into today.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're going to be using some insights from the sales experts to kind of uncover the real advantages that these agencies can offer, and just see how they can help you build a sales force that's really ready to like we said, smash those targets. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest advantages right off the bat that these agencies offer is their network. And we're not just talking about like LinkedIn connections here, right? We're talking about agencies that have spent years cultivating relationships with people, building these databases that are filled with qualified candidates.
Wow.
A lot of these people are passively looking, for new opportunities. So they're not necessarily, on all the job boards. They're not the ones, you're going to see applying to your job postings. They might not even be on your radar at all.
So it's almost like having a secret weapon, right, in this war for talent that everybody's,
Exactly.
always talking about. You're not just competing for that same small pool of, the very active candidates that everybody else is going after. You've got this sort of, inside track.
Exactly. And remember, too, these aren't just like random resumes. Agencies are using systems and strategies that are really sophisticated. They've been vetted and pre-screened, to make sure they meet the specific criteria, making sure they have the skill set. It's really like having a team of dedicated talent scouts that are working all the time tirelessly to just unearth those hidden gems for you.
Wow. That in itself sounds like a huge time saver, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of spending all of your time, your team's time, sifting through hundreds of applications, you're getting this nice curated short list of people who are already, look good on paper.
Absolutely. And time isn't the only thing you're saving. Think about the cost of posting job ads, conducting all those interviews, and onboarding new hires. Agencies can just streamline that whole process.
Right.
And that translates to significant cost savings for your company.
Yeah, for sure. But, I think we need to get beyond just the basics here. What I found really intriguing in the sales experts piece was their emphasis on industry expertise. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not just about, matching up keywords on a resume. Mm-hmm. It's that they really seem to understand the nuances of sales, and what it really takes to succeed in different roles and different company cultures.
Yeah, and I think that's a key differentiator. These agencies, they live and breathe sales.
Yeah.
They have a deep understanding of this evolving sales landscape, the trends, the specific skills, even the personality traits that make someone a top performer. They're not just looking for someone who can close a deal.
Right.
They're looking for someone who can thrive in your unique company environment, someone who can really contribute to that long-term sales success.
It's like they're almost an extension of your own team, but with that specialized expertise in finding and assessing sales talent, right?
Yeah, precisely. And because they understand your needs and they understand your challenges so well, they can go beyond just that surface level assessment and really dig deep to find those candidates that right fit, not just for the job, but for your company culture as well.
Yeah.
Really important.
That actually brings us to a really crucial aspect that the sales experts highlighted. And that was this idea of cultural fit, which is, we hear about it all the time. But how do these agencies actually, assess something that's as intangible as cultural fit?
Well, it's a great question. It goes beyond just asking about hobbies or, interests.
Yeah.
These reputable agencies are using a variety of techniques. Behavioral interviewing is one.
Okay.
They can uncover a candidate's underlying values, their motivations, their work style. They're looking for alignment with your company's, core values.
Right.
They want to see if their personality and their approach is going to mesh well with your team.
So it's a more data-driven and insightful approach than just relying on gut feeling or just a casual conversation.
Exactly. They're looking for evidence.
Yeah.
Through their past experience, behavioral patterns, that suggests that this candidate is going to thrive in your company environment. It's really all about mitigating that risk of a bad hire.
Right, right.
Making sure there's a strong cultural fit right from the start.
And I imagine that that has just a huge impact on, team dynamics, productivity, ultimately sales success.
Yeah.
I mean, even the most skilled salesperson, if they're not a good fit
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
team or the culture, they're not going to perform at their best.
You're exactly right. It's about finding someone who not only has the right skills, but who complements the team dynamics, contributes to a positive and a productive work environment.
100%. Speaking of finding the right people, the sales experts also highlighted that companies actually see a much higher success rate when they partner with these sales recruitment agencies. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. I think it really comes down to the screening process.
Okay.
Agencies use this multi-layered approach that goes way beyond just, glancing at a resume. They conduct in-depth interviews.
Mm-hmm.
They're often using behavioral-based questions to get a really good understanding of that past performance and that future potential. And they will thoroughly check references.
Wow.
Speak to previous managers and colleagues to get that comprehensive view of their track record.
So it's almost like conducting due diligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a potential investment. You want to make sure you're getting the full picture before you make that decision.
You got it. And just like with any investment, you want to minimize risk. You want to maximize returns. And that's what these agencies do. They're not just throwing resumes at you. They're presenting you with this carefully vetted selection of candidates that they believe have the highest probability of success within your organization.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But what about companies that have really specific or niche hiring needs? Can these agencies handle that? Can they really, manage those unique requirements?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest benefits of working with an agency that specializes in this is that they can adapt to a wide range of hiring needs.
Okay.
Whether you're looking to fill a single, really specialized role, or you're building an entire sales force from the ground up, they have the resources and they have the expertise to tailor their approach to your specific requirements.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Not at all.
Okay.
Reputable agencies, they take the time to understand your company culture, your sales goals, your long-term vision, and they use that information to develop a recruitment strategy that aligns with your needs and your objectives.
That's really impressive, that level of personalization. It really does sound like they're an extension of your team,
Mm-hmm.
Working collaboratively to achieve your hiring goals.
That's the idea. It's about finding a true partnership with an agency that gets your business, understands your challenges, your aspirations. When you find that right fit, it can be a game changer for your entire sales organization. And that's really where I think the real value comes in, finding an agency that's not just a transactional service, but acts as a true strategic partner. It's about building a relationship based on trust, understanding, this shared commitment to finding the best possible talent for your organization.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. But I imagine there's a lot of agencies out there, I mean, each with, their own strengths, their own specialties.
Yeah.
How can a company actually go about finding the right agency for their specific needs?
Well, that's a key question. And the sales experts, they offer some really good advice on this. I think first, you got to be really clear about your own needs and your own expectations.
Right.
What types of roles are you looking to fill? What are your must-haves, in terms of skills and experience levels? What's your budget for recruitment?
Yeah.
Once you have a really good, solid understanding of your own requirements, then you can start researching agencies that actually specialize in those areas.
So you're saying it's not just about going with, the biggest name or the flashiest website.
Exactly.
It's about finding the agency that's the right fit for your specific situation.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask tough questions.
Yeah.
What's their track record? What is their track record of success in placing candidates in similar roles? What's their process like? For screening and vetting candidates, how do they handle communication and feedback throughout the whole recruitment process? I mean, the more information you can gather,
Yeah.
the better equipped you're going to be to make that informed decision.
It sounds like, due diligence is key here, just like in any other business decision you would make, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And one final tip that the sales experts they highlighted this is to look for agencies that are transparent,
Yeah.
about their fees and their pricing models. There are a lot of different structures out there. So
Right.
it's really important to understand how they charge, what's included in their services.
Transparency is crucial,
Yeah.
especially when you're talking about, an investment as important as this
Oh, yeah.
talent acquisition.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about the benefits of using these sales recruitment agencies.
Right.
But are there any potential downsides, any challenges that companies should maybe be aware of?
Well, I think that's a fair point. While agencies can offer a lot of value, it's important to go in with realistic expectations.
Okay.
One potential challenge, I think, is the time
Yeah.
that it takes to find the right candidate. Even with an agency's help, recruitment is a process,
Right.
and it requires patience and persistence.
So you're saying it's not an instant solution.
No,
Yeah.
it's not about finding a quick fix. It's about finding that right long-term fit, and that takes time.
And that makes sense. I mean, rushing the process, you could end up with a bad hire,
Right,
which could ultimately cost you more time and money in the long run.
right.
Are there any other potential challenges companies should kind of, keep in mind?
Well, I think, one thing to think about is the level of control
Yeah.
that you're, willing to relinquish. When you partner with an agency, you're basically entrusting them with this critical part of your business.
Mhm.
It's important to choose an agency that you trust, that you feel comfortable collaborating with.
So communication and transparency are really paramount throughout the whole process.
Absolutely. You want an agency that's going to keep you informed, that's going to involve you in those key decisions, that's going to value your input. I mean, it is a partnership.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And that brings us back to the importance of finding that right agency,
Oh, yeah.
right? The one that aligns with your values, that understands your needs and shares your commitment to finding that best possible talent.
Precisely. It's not just about filling a vacancy. It's about finding someone who can really contribute to your company's long-term growth and success.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, given all the insights that we've gotten from the sales experts, what's your key takeaway for sales leaders and hiring managers who are maybe considering partnering with a recruitment agency?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is this. Sales recruitment agencies can be an incredible resource, but it's crucial to approach the process strategically and thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Don't just jump in blindly. Do your research.
Right.
Ask the right questions and choose an agency that really aligns with your specific needs and goals.
It's about finding a true partner, not just a vendor.
100%. And when you find that right partnership, it can transform your whole recruitment process and ultimately your entire sales organization.
So let's say you're a sales leader, a hiring manager, and you're feeling that pressure, right? You need to build a high-performing team, but maybe you're struggling to find those right candidates, or maybe you're overwhelmed by just the sheer number of applicants. What's the next step? I mean, should you be considering reaching out to one of these sales recruitment agencies?
I think it's definitely worth exploring. The sales experts, they make a pretty compelling case for why these agencies have really become so integral to the sales recruitment landscape. I mean, they've got the expertise, they've got the networks, they've got the processes, and they can help you find those top performers that can really drive sales success.
And I guess what's really appealing too is they kind of free up your time
Oh, yeah.
to focus on what you do best,
Yeah.
which is leading and coaching your team.
Exactly. Yeah. They handle the heavy lifting of recruitment, and that lets you dedicate your energy to developing your sales strategy, mentoring your team, and ultimately driving that revenue growth.
So it's not just about filling the vacancy.
Yeah.
It's about investing in the long-term success of your sales organization.
100%. Yeah. And when you consider the cost of a bad hire, I mean, the lost productivity, the impact on team morale, the time and resources that you have to spend on training and onboarding, partnering with an agency can actually be a really smart financial decision.
It's about mitigating risk and maximizing your return on investment when it comes to talent acquisition.
Exactly. And don't forget the sales landscape, it's constantly evolving.
Right.
New technology emerges, customer expectations shift, sales strategies have to adapt. And having a strong team of sales professionals that can navigate those changes is critical.
It's about staying ahead of the curve and making sure your sales force is really equipped to win in any market.
Yeah, 100%. So to recap, If you're looking to elevate your sales game, you want to build a team of top performers, you want to achieve lasting sales success, exploring the world of sales recruitment agencies might be the perfect move for you.
It's definitely something to consider, especially if you're really serious about building a sales force that can drive revenue and help you achieve those business goals, right? The sales experts have given us a lot to think about today. So if you're intrigued by what you've heard, I highly recommend checking out their website. They've got a ton of information on sales recruitment, talent management, and really all things sales success. It's a great resource for anybody who's looking to take their sales team to that next level.
And who knows, maybe taking that next step and connecting with an agency is the key to unlocking your company's full sales potential.
Maybe so.
Oh.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of sales recruitment agencies. We hope you found this episode insightful and maybe even a little inspiring. Until next time, keep those sales pipelines flowing, and remember, the sky's the limit when you have the right team in place.